Hiya, Jordan. It's me again, and I would really like to apologize for those 3 videos that I posted to this as a response, and I looked over them again. I won't do that again. Next time I'll try thinking it through first. But getting back to the response that you had for my question, went over a few things. I've been thinking about it for a while, so this is a little bit more reasoned out type of response than you got in that last pile of crap. Gnosticism and agnosticism are epistemological concepts or reference. And I was looking at it and thinking, epistemology has to do with the study of knowledge, or the way we acquire knowledge and its structure, and is a branch of philosophy. But I also think that theism and atheism, well, they're an alternate means of acquiring knowledge, and this was one of the things that I was referring to with that. I see that we seem to have a different idea of what atheism and theism are. Well, basically it comes down to theism. It's accepting something without any kind of validation or proof, whatnot. Whereas you're saying it has to do with rejection of a deity. So you can know that it exists. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of, or the acceptance of. Maybe I'm a little bit confused there. Because that's why I classify myself as an atheist, because basically and you said it too. You said that you reject that particular type of thing where you have no empirical data to support this sort of thing. So you seem to be somewhat on the same wavelength. Now I can't use that. Yeah, it seems like we're both atheists for the same reason. But Yahweh, let's say you were talking about if you knew that Yahweh existed, but you rejected it. You rejected Yahweh as your God. Then you wouldn't have any. It still doesn't pertain to that thing about accepting something without any proof. You have proof, so it's still atheistic, but it's not necessarily. You're now a Gnostic, but you're you're still an atheist. You don't believe in it. You know it. So you're a Gnostic. You know it, but you reject the God. Huh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I'm getting the impression this line for theism, atheism isn't a line of theism and atheism. Well, that's what I was originally thinking, but I had a little bit of a problem too, because you say either you believe, or i.e. accept something without proof or faith, or you reject something without proof. I'm still not getting my ideas straight here, am I? Theism, the acceptance of something without proof or faith. Okay. If you have that sort of way of acquiring knowledge, it's the way you set up your knowledge structure based on what you accept and don't accept, based simply on what you want. Now, that seems to be the distinguishing thing, because there are theists who are atheistic towards other gods, but theistic towards a single god, or maybe a few gods, who knows. But it's very selective in terms of what they want to believe, I presume, or what they think is the real one. Or which one is the most powerful one to bludgeon them the most if they don't believe in them. I'm not sure. So I'm having a hard time with the line, the variation of faith. Do I have so much faith? Am I completely faithful, or do I have a tiny bit of faith, or I have no faith at all? Is it that sort of a line, or is it faith, no faith in this God? Let's say you take one single God and say, I have no faith, or I have faith, and that's all there is to it. No basis in knowledge or anything like that. You're going by numbers. Some people might believe in God because, everybody else does, or the greatest number do, or we have better support systems for it, or they have better charitable programs for it, or they have the most money, whatever the case may be. but I don't know what a person's justification would be. But again, getting back to the idea of epistemological, would it not be still an epistemological process? If a person develops a certain knowledge structure based on what they believe or don't believe in, and whatever that may be based on, whether it be faith or numbers or whatever the case may be, would it not still be a knowledge thing? I mean, just, or maybe even a subversion of the knowledge element of a person's mind, to say that I completely reject the idea that a person has to have any kind of empirical evidence in order to accept something as a part of their knowledge. Hoi. Oh, and you said also that you would take the knowing of a God. Okay, we were talking about the idea of using the definition of a God as knowing or Gnostic, and if you had knowledge of a God and you knew, and it provided the description of omniscient, omnipotent, and you said that can't possibly exist because it wouldn't make any sense in our own structured system. We live in a certain reality that has certain requirements. Everything has a nature. Anything not to anything that anything that exists has a nature. So, okay, well, you're probably already familiar with all the different kinds of proofs and whatnot. I'm not going to go into that sort of stuff, but do you have to know? Do you have to know everything about it? I mean, you said you know. Let's say you know of a tree because you know exactly how it's made. But does a person have to know exactly how it's made? I guess this is one of the questions I was getting at with one of those 3 videos before. Do you have to know how something is exactly made, molecule for molecule, in order to have proof that it exists? Or can you say, this is a tree, this is a definition of a tree, I have empirical data I can show. This is a candle, okay? I know what a candle is, and this fits the description of a candle. I don't have to have its subatomic structure in order to know that it's a candle. And there are different levels of knowledge that you can have, even to the point of maybe going to the subatomic structure and whatnot, which may render your knowledge of it less shakeable than those who have less knowledge of it. But still, can you still say that you know that this is a candle because you have empirical evidence? I see, I feel, it performs the same function as the description of a candle. So, I'm not going to let this blather on too long like I did before. There's one more thing here I wanted to see. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, so I think I've got what I wanted to ask there, basically. Is theism and atheism, isn't that also epistemological? And do you have to know everything about something in order to say that you know it? Okay. Again, forgive me for those other 3. Delete them, get rid of them. I'll try not to do that sort of thing to you again. I apologize. Take care.